Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I hope I'm audible to everyone. All of you, please wait for a few minutes to join some other members. At present, only uh, 15 or 17 members. So please try to wait for a few minutes. We can start our session. Okay. If you mute yourself also, don't try to create any double the distance. Thank you. Okay, good morning, everybody. We can start our session. I'm previously repeated the same thing. So please try to all of the members join within the time. Then there is no need to waste of our time. Okay, so it is not only our class. So better you try to attend every class at least 5 minutes before the class. Okay, and another thing, you don't try to log out during the session, because if you are regularly doing this, that will be also treated as the absent. And if you facing that type of the problems, so please try to intimate the Srinivas sir once during the session only. Okay, not after the session. Why? Because after the session, within minutes, post the attendance. So that's why I try to contact the Srinivas sir. Okay. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Now I try to share the my screen also. Okay. Please can respond anyone. Is it visible to everyone or not? Srinivas sir, respond anyone? No problem. Respond through chat box at least. So whether it is audible to everyone or not, please tell me once. Is it my voice is audible to everyone? Please respond anyone. Respond through chat box. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Fati. Okay, we can continue our session. In the last class, we are discussing about the behavioral patterns. So just to try to revise what we discussed in the last class. Okay, so the main purpose of behavioral patterns are verifying in which type of a modules are behave. So that means here we are verifying the quality of the attributes. So also know about different types of quality attributes. In the type of quality attributes, mainly we are verifying response and another thing performance. Okay, and how it will be interacting with the client. So these type of things verified in the case of quality attributes. Why? Because so those are deciding the quality of the software. Am I right or not? So in the previous classes, we're discussing about different types of different types of different types of quality attributes. And another thing, we are already discussing about different types of patterns also. So those are nothing but the first one is. Please wait here 1 minute. Just wait here 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so in the last classes, we are discussing about different types of quality attributes. At the same time, we are discussing about different types of patterns also. Okay, so those are creational patterns, structural patterns. Now we are discussing about the behavioral patterns. So in the case of behavioral patterns, mainly focus on how those type of modules interact with the clients. For example, whenever the client interacting with some particular interface, whether those type of interfaces communicating with the clients in the proper way or not. So that type of the thing will be verified under the behavioral pattern. I think the name is in place. Here we are verifying the behavior only. So that means here we are verifying the response. Okay. And another thing, in the last class, we are discussing about the chain of responsibility and command. So now in this session, we try to discuss about interpreter and iterator. Okay. I think the name is implies chain of responsibility means here it will be taking the responsibility in the way of chain. So that means some of the objects are interconnected to take the initiation of the request which is generated by the client. So that is nothing but chain of responsibility. And another thing is the command. Command is nothing but we also know about that. So when we are using some command, then it will be giving us some type of result. So that means when we are using some command, then it will be giving some relevant solution for that. So that means some of the action or maybe some of the transaction is already generated. Okay. Now we try to revise what we discussed in the last class. Behavioral patterns refers to the class of design patterns that describe the way in which classes or objects to communicate with each other with the use of concept called distributed responsibility. So that means here we try to distributing the responsibilities on the objects, and we are know about the way of in which classes are objects to communicate with each other. So that means how they are communicated, how they are collaborated, okay, how they are distributed. So these type of things will be discussed in the behavioral patterns. Mainly deals with the interactive and distributed responsibility. The chain of responsibility means avoid coupling the sender of request its receiver by giving more than one object a chance to handle the request. So in the last class also we are discussing about this, and behavioral patterns consider into the two types: behavioral class patterns, behavioral object patterns. So behavioral class patterns can be divided into the two types. Those are template method pattern and another one is the interpreter pattern. Okay, in the case of template method pattern, it will be giving some template. So the main purpose of using the behavioral class patterns are focused on to the set of algorithms to solving the problems. Okay, in the case of template method pattern, it will be giving some templates. So in which type of way we are using the algorithms and in which type of we are solving the problems. So the type of the pattern will be specified in the template method pattern. So define the algorithm structure within the operation, allow certain steps of these operations to be performed by subclasses. Redefine certain algorithm steps without performing any modifications to the skeleton algorithm. And the second one is interpreter pattern. The pattern specifying the representation of grammar in the given language. I think the name is implies here. It will be performing the interpretation. So that means verifying the line by line and verifying the grammar and verifying the and it will be the responsible for executing the grammar also. Okay. So behavioral object pattern. Then what is the purpose of behavioral object pattern? Is the patterns are used for distributing the behavior among the objects. So that means here we are distributing the behavior among the objects. So that means here how the objects are performed. So in this slide, just I'm mentioning what is the purpose of class patterns. So these are responsible for describing the algorithms as well as control flow by employing the inheritance approach. Okay. So now discussing the chain of responsibility, the name is implies. So another thing, decouple sender of a request from the receiver. So first of all, we try to decouple the between the connection of sender and receiver. Okay, so that means whenever the client is generating some request, then that request is handled by more than one object. So that means here we try to decoupling that connection from sender to receiver. After processing that request, then it will be connected to the client. Okay, flexibility in assigning responsibility often applied with composite. So avoid coupling the sender of a request to its receiver by giving more than one object a chance to handle the request. In other words, decouple the object that initiated the request from the object that is responsible for handling it. So in the last class also we are discussing about this topic. So whenever the client is generating some request, then that request is handled by more than one object. But in the previous situation, so only one object will be responded to the particular request. But in this case, here we are assigning more than one object. So at the time of the situation, the client request will be processed within the time. Then the client will be satisfied. So that means whenever the client will be facing the problem, then only he is raising request. Am I right? So if you are not responded within the time, then occurring the problem. So and he is maybe getting tensed at the same time. Responsiveness of the software is also decreased. So that's why. So if you are assigning this chain of responsibility, the client request will be processed within the time. But in some type of situations, we don't know whether the client request is processed or not. We don't know. So how much of time is needed to process the client request. So those type of situations are avoided if you are based upon the chain of responsibility. So this is typically done by allocating the responsibility of handling the request to multiple objects that are chained together. Okay. So this is the diagram. So initially client is generated some request. The request is handled by handler, and that handler will be distributing that responsibility to the remaining handlers. For example, if the first handler is not able to process that client request, then it will be sent to the its successor. Then successor will be, successor means another handler. So that another handler will be handling that request and processing that request. And finally, that result will be sent back to the client. Okay, so in this type of way maintains the chain of responsibility. You please remember this in the exam point of view, please represent through diagrams. So why? Because there is no time to correct whatever maybe you are right in the paper. But if you mention through diagram, so it will be giving the better presentation. In the exam point of view, maintain a neat handwriting and maintain good diagrams and try to maintain the points or maybe the paragraphs or maybe using some tables. Why? Because there is no time to start to read whatever you write on the paper. Okay, so better you represent through diagrams. Okay, and another thing here, another diagram is also mentioned. So whenever client is raising request, then handler sends the request to the successor. So if it is not capable, then it will be sent to the next successor. Okay, in this type of way maintains the chain of responsibility and applicability whenever the type of the need is. So that means whenever we need to process the request by more than one object, then we are based upon the chain of responsibility. Next, motivation. In which type of way we are ready to using the chain of responsibility means we are try to arrange the objects in that manner. So then only we are able to using the chain of responsibility. Am I right or not? So that means before generating the request by the client, we try to arrange the objects. So all the objects are able to carry that request and able to process that request only. We are able to process that request which is generated by the client. Okay. And who are the participants when you are considered the chain of responsibility? Handler, concrete handler, sender. So that means initially sender will be sending the request or maybe the client will be sending the request. Then that will be reached to the handler. Then handler will be nothing but assign the relevant handler. So that means it will be distributing among all the handlers. Okay, so that means all the objects. So now, which object is capable on the particular time, that object will be processing the request. So that means here there is no chance of occurring the wastage of time, and it will be using the less time to processing the request of the client. Okay, and another thing. So next topic is command. Command is an action or transaction. So in the case of SQL commands, or maybe in the case of Unix commands, we also know about what is a command, and when we are using the command, then what will be happen. We also know about this. Okay. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we also know about what is the purpose of command. What is a command, right? So when we are using some command, then it will be giving some result. For example, maybe if we are using some command, for example, maybe we are using who command. Okay, then it will be giving so list of users who are logged in that particular time. So in the same, if we are using the calendar command, then it will be giving the particular month or maybe the particular year calendar also. So in the same way, when we are using some command, then it will be perform some action. Okay, so that means the request will be encapsulated within the command. Okay, and we try to giving some parameters within the command also. I'm right. For example, if you are giving ls, then list of files will be displayed. Then if you are using options, for example, ls minus l, okay, ls minus k. So in this type of way, so that means it will be accepting some parameterized requests also encapsulated in the form of command. Okay, and what is the motivation? So what is the motivation means before using that command, we try to provide that environment to responding to whatever it may be we are giving the command. Okay, and another one, collaboration. So how they are collaborated. So that means client issues a new concrete command request for creating concrete command object along with the intended receiver. The client sends a store command request to the invoke object that store concrete command object. So that means how they are collaborated. So that means initially client will be sending a request in the form of command. Then that command will be handled by remaining handlers. So those handlers processing that command and send back the results. So in this type of way, they are collaborated here. So you are observing the diagram. So actually, command we can consider the subclasses, different types of subclasses of the command here. So for example, if you are observing here, open command, paste command, and another one is macro command. So in this type of way, we are considered different types of commands. For example, if you are observing here, close, cut, open, paste, right? So in this type of way, we are considered different types of commands. Okay, we can use any one of the command according to our request. Okay, and the next one is applicability. So and you try to mention number of times. So when you are explain about the patterns, please try to mention these type of contests. Why? Because even though it is the same thing, but we try to explain in different contexts. For example, motivation. So there is no changing the content actually, but here we are try to elaborating the topic. At the same time, we will try to explain in the different type of contest. For example, how it will be ready in the case of motivation. So when we are used in the case of applicability, so what will be the result in the case of consequences? How we are implementing in the case of implementation, right? So and what are the participants? Okay. So in this type of, you try to mention the patterns. So whatever it may, we are discussing up to now, creational patterns, structural patterns, or maybe the behavioral patterns, whatever it may be. So please try to mention these contexts: motivation, applicability, consequences, implementation, applicability. Okay. So in this type of, you please try to mention all these contexts. So if you are observing the diagram, so just here mention the sequence diagram. Initially, client will be generating some command. So that command will be invoked by some invoker, and finally it will be performed by execution, and the result will be sent to the receiver. So here the client and receiver is the same, but here try to mention in the different actor. Okay, so what is the structure of command pattern? So if you are observing here, actually this is the flow diagram. So initially client will be sending the request towards to the concrete command. Then after performing the execution, so then it will be giving the action to the receiver. So now we are discussing the new topic today. So that is interpreter. So interpreter, I think the name is implies. Interpreter is used for execution. Okay, or maybe, so how it will be executed? So if it is correct, then only performing the execution. So that means verifying the grammar. So it specifies the representation of grammar for a given language. We also know about what is a grammar. Okay, subject, verb, object. So that means, so here the systems also can able to understand the human's language. Actually, systems can able to understand machine level language, but users can able to understand high level language. We also know about this. But when we are giving some high level language to the system, then it will be converts to the according to its understandable language. So one of the functionality of operating system, this is, so it will be converts according to system understandability. So at this time of situation, it will be able to understand. So what is the context? So what is the grammar? So which one is having the first priority? So that will be verified by the interpreter. So interpreter is used for interpreting the sentence of a language. Interpreter means translation of language. So motivation. So in which type of way we are ready by using the interpreter? In design pattern, an interpreter is used for translating frequently occurring problems in a language that can be understood easily. It can also be designed for solving the problems that result from the simple sentences. So that means when we are using the interpreter, so that means we try to giving the correct grammar. So for example, maybe we also know about this. So in the case of natural language processing, we are easily communicating with the systems like as humans, right? So I think this is one of the application where I'll discuss. I think you are already studied in the artificial intelligence. So that means when you are giving some input to the system, then it will be easily understood. So that means just we are giving the natural language processing. For example, maybe if we are consider the robot applications, simply we are using normal commands, go, okay, pick up, put down, okay, sit, so move, so like this. So that means here we are giving some simple commands. So those are easily understand by the system also. So if you consider our mobile applications also, simply we are giving through our pronunciation, it will be able to understand what we are required. I'm right. So nowadays we are able to typing the required content by the human voice. I'm right. So user voice. So in our phone also, it will be able to receiving the user voice, and it will be representing the content in the required language. I'm right. So that means here the interpreter can able to identify the grammar first of all. Okay. So in design pattern, an interpreter is used for translating the frequently occurring the problems in a language that can be understood easily. So that means in which type of problems are occurred in the language. So in some type of situations, maybe system cannot be interpreted in the proper way. So the interpreter easily identify what are the errors in the grammar. Okay, and easily solving the problems for the simple sentences. Such algorithms can also be used as interpreter for regular expressions. When we are considering the regular expressions, so then interpreter is also used to solving the problems. Three major responsibilities of interpreter pattern: design a simple language with the use of grammar. So the first responsibility is so designing the simple language with the use of grammar. So that means we are not creating any type of the complicated. So just to try to design the simple language. The sentence associated with the design or problem described using language. Finally, sentence is interpreted. So these are the three responsibilities of interpreter. So that means the first one is generates the simple language and associated with the design or problem described using language. So that means here we are describing the language by using interpreter at the same time, finally performing the interpretation. So if you are observing here, so we are considered different types of expressions here. So the first one is regular expression and literal expression, alternation expression, sequential expression, a repetition expression, and we are considered the regular expressions also. So for example, if it is an alternation expression, so we are using the slash. Sequential expression means so executing one by one. So using the ampersand or maybe the regular expression. So nothing but we are using more than one. So that's why representing with the asterisk and literal expression. So in which type of we are giving the system to the input. So that will be considered as the actual output, actual input. So that's what that is the literal expression. So these are the different types of expressions in a grammar. Okay, this grammar is represented with the help of 5 classes, namely regular expression, literal expression, alternation expression, sequence expression, and repetition expressions. So the last 4 classes are subclasses of regular expression class, out of which the last 3 classes are carry sub-expression variables. So that means if you are observe here, so the last 4 are the, so that means whatever it may be you are visible on the screen. So these 4 expressions belongs to the regular expressions. Okay, and another thing, last 3 classes carry some sub expressions. So these are used for some other expressions also. Okay, and if you are observing here, this is the tree for regular expressions. Okay, so that means whenever that regular expression is generated, then it will be considered into the different types of expressions, maybe the literal expressions, or maybe the repetition expression or sequential expression. Okay, if you observe here, sequential expression. So regular expression 1, regular expression 2, then it will be, so in some type of situations, a repetition expression, and some type of situations, maybe we are considered the literal expressions. Okay, so here, first of all, whenever we are giving some sentence to the system, then that will be interpreted by the system by using interpreter. Okay, so that means by the interpreter only it will be performing the execution. We also know about this. So we also know the differences between the compiler and interpreter also. So compiler can compile the program at a time, but interpreter interprets one line by line at a time. Am I right? So that means if you are observing here, interpreter work is very fast. So interpretation means converts the understandable language. So that means performing the translation also. Okay. So for example, if you are observing here, so we are consider some expression. So that is 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 2 minus 6 by minus 7. So when we are giving some expression to the system, We also know about this. In the case of compiler also, we are consider different types of phases of the compiler, right? So for example, whatever it may, we are giving the expression or maybe the sentence to the compiler, then it will be first of all divides the tokens, then it will be forming the some syntactical structure, then identify any type of the semantic errors, then we try to convert the in the intermediate code, then finally we are optimize code optimization and finally generates the code. So that means machine level language. In the same way, so when you are giving some grammar to the interpreter, then it will be also using some tree. So that means, for example, maybe if you are observed here, so the first statement having all the numbers. The second statement, the last statement is the last number is missed. So that is first of all 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 2 minus 6 minus 7. But in the second line, 7 is missing. In the third line, 6 is missing. In the fourth line, 2 is missing. In the fifth line, 9 is missing. And finally 5. So that means here performing the sequential expression. So one by one. So if you observe here, so grammar tree. So initially root node. So root node, first of all, consider the 7, 6, 2, 9, 4, 5. So that means whenever we are performing the execution. So first of all, we try to start from the bottom. So 5 plus 4, 4 plus 9, 9 plus 2. Next minus 6, next minus 7. Okay. Applicability. So please wait here 1 minute. Okay. Okay, up to now we are discussing about interpreter. So interpreter purpose is executing the sentence and verifying the grammar. Okay, performing the interpretation. The name is implies performing the translation. So according to the system understandability and consider different types of expressions. We are already discussing about those type of expressions, alternation expressions, repetition expressions. Okay, sequential expressions, regular expressions, right? So whatever it may be the expression that will be processed by the interpreter and it will be converts the understandable language of system and the results will be sent back to the client. Okay, so applicability. So when we are using the interpreter, so what is the need? So when we are based upon the interpreter. Interpreter pattern is applicable in the situation where the language to be interpreted is available and the statements of that language can be represented in the form of abstract trees. So that means when we are based upon some abstract trees or when we are need to interpret the language, then we are using the interpreter. The interpreter pattern implemented in order to define the grammar's token size, store inputs, and added functionality to the composite pattern. Okay. So rule validator is an example for describing the applicability of interpreter, which validates certain conditions based on the interpretation of expressions. The classes and entities involved like as below. So first of all, so here we are based upon the rule validator. So that will be describing the applicability of the interpreter. Okay, so which validates the certain conditions based on the interpretation of expression. So that means, so here the expressions validation based upon to the rule validator. And here we are consider different types of classes and entities. So those are the first one, string. So in some type of situations we are giving strings. In some type of situations we are giving the expressions. So in some type of situations we are giving technical expressions or alternative expressions, or maybe the different types of expressions like maybe sequence expression or repetition expressions like this. Okay, if you are observing the string, it is used as context and is passed. Okay, expression, it is an abstract class with an abstract method named interpret. So another one, technical expression. It is the terminal expression which returns the true if it encounters a token. So for example, in the case of technical expression, so we also know about what is an expression. When we are doing some computation on the tokens, so that will be considered as expression here. So now in the case of technical expression, it is the terminal expression which returns true if it encounters a token. So that means if it is true, Then we try to return the value. Alternation expression, sequence expression. These are non-terminal expressions which implement the logical operators such as and, or between two expressions, which may be either terminal or non-terminal. So, and the last one is client, builds abstract tree and calls interpreter method. So that means initially client will be sending some type of input to the system. The type of the input will be interpreted by the interpreter. So in that input, maybe in some type of situations strings, in some type of situations maybe words, in some type of situations maybe expressions. In that expressions also, we are consider different types of expressions, maybe technical expressions, alternation expressions, repetition expressions, sequence expressions, whatever it may be. Okay. So now, what are the participants here? So abstract expression, terminal expression, non-terminal expression, contest, and the last one is the client. But initially, if we are considered here, so the client will be sending some input to the system. Then that expression will be validated by the abstract expression. Then it will be decided whether it is a terminal or maybe the non-terminal. We also know about what is a terminal and non-terminal, how we are observing this. I think you are studied in the flat and subject of seeding, right? Compiler is in. Okay, and another one is the contest. Finally, the result will be received by the client. If you observe here, initially the client will be sending the request or maybe the client will be sending some input to the system. Then that will be processed by the interpreter. So first of all, it will be considered into the abstract expression. So that means it will be decided whether it is a terminal or non-terminal. So whatever it may be, whether it is a terminal or maybe the non-terminal, that will be interpreted by the interpreter, and the result will be sent back to the client. So in the form of contest. So if you observe here, it is also referred as regular expression. Abstract expression is nothing but it is also referred as regular expression. This expression defines an interrupt operation common for all the nodes associated with the abstract syntax tree. So that means it will be giving the information or maybe the providing the sharing with the whatever it may be available nodes from the current node. Okay. So here this expression defines an interrupt operation. We also know about what is an interrupt. What is an interrupt actually? Interrupt means suspending the current execution of CPU and transfer the control wherever where is the chance of occurring the interrupt. So that means changing the CPU position to the where is the interrupt is generated. So we also know about this. So here performing the interrupt operation common for all the nodes associated with the abstract syntax tree. So that means first of all it will be decided. So that means in the normal way it will be executed in the normal way. But when we are giving some expression, first of all verifying whether it is a terminal expression or maybe the non-terminal expression. If it is a terminal expression, changing the control to another location. If it is a non-terminal location, then expression, then it will be changed to the another location. So it means giving some interrupt, right? So next, terminal expression. What is a terminal expression? It is also known as literal expression. It is responsible for implementing the interpret operation that is closely related to the terminal symbols present in the grammar. We also know about what is a terminal. So terminal means small lowercase letters. For every terminal symbol in a sentence, instance is required. So another one is the non-terminal expression. Alternation expression, repetition expression, sequence expressions are treated as non-terminal expressions here. Okay, any one of the class is essential for every rule. So R, R1, R2, R3 in the grammar. Responsible for controlling the instance variable of abstract expression for symbol ranging from R1 to Rn. Interpret operation is implemented for non-terminal symbols in the grammar. This operation calls itself on variables ranging from R1 to Rn. For example, we also know about how we are elaborating the grammar. For example, A to B comma lowercase of C. Then we can elaborating the B, am right, by using if it is a non-terminal. So if it is a non-terminal, we can able to call itself, am right. So how we can representing the B in other format. But if it is a terminal, then we can't replace with another character. So that means we are not able to solving the problem. But if it is a non-terminal, we can try to call itself. Okay, so and the next one is the contest. It carries global information associated with the interpreter. And the final one is the client. Generally, the client creates an abstract syntax tree that represents a specific sentence defined by the grammar. The client is also responsible for calling the interpret operation. So that means initially the client will be sending some type of the sentence. So in that sentence, maintaining some grammar, okay, based upon that grammar, maintaining some syntactical tree by the interpreter. And the client is responsible for to calling the interpreter operation also, right? So please wait 1 minute. Okay, thank you. Okay. So that means here we are consider the participants. So one is the client, another one is the abstract expression, and another one is the terminal expression, another one is the non-terminal expression, and another one is the contest, and another one is the client. Okay. So up to now we are discussing about the only interpreter. So actually we also know about the interpreter, but we try to represent in the different types of contests, right? Okay. Our next topic is iterator. Okay, we try to discuss elaboratively in the next class, but I would just to try to consider outlines. Why? Because here now the time is exceeded. So please try to I try to conclude. Okay, so up to now we're discussing about the 3 topics. Those are chain of responsibility, another one is the command, and another one is the interpreter. So the main purpose of chain of responsibility is decoupling the request from sender and receiver, and the whatever it may be the request is generated by the client that will be handled by more than one object. At the time of the situation, the client request will be processed within the time. Right? So and the second one is command. Command is nothing but one of the request of the user. So here encapsulating the request, parameterize the request in the form of command. Okay. And another thing is the interpreter. So interpreter is used for performing the interpretation of the sentence. So and that means verifying the grammar and verifying the expressions. Finally, executing the expression. So now we're discussing about the iterator. The name is implies. Here we are performing the iterations. So iterator is used for allow the sequential access to the elements of an aggregate object in such a way that its internal structure details are not disclosed. So that means here, for example, when we are based upon the iteration, for example, maybe if we are using for loop, so we want to display one statement 5 times, then how we can iterate that? So that means for I equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus. So that means initial I value is 1, next I value is 2, next I value is 3. So that means we are maintained in the sequential way. We are maintain the sequential way. Just we try to incrementing in the sequential manner. Okay, so that means iterator is used for allow the sequential access. And we also know about this when we are accessing the files. Then we are having different types of ways to accessing the files. So one is the sequential access, and another one is the random access, and another one is the whatever it may be that file is required. Am I right? So that means in the case of sequential access, we try to check by one. Am I right? And the next one, motivation. So in which type of way we are ready for using the iterators? Okay. Generally, there are different ways of accessing the lists, which depends upon the type of applications to be developed. These would be probably result in exclusive number of operations at the list interface. Iterator is used for avoiding the complications. So that means when we are based upon the iterator, there is no chance to perform the complication. So, for example, if you are observing the computer organization, so in that, for example, maybe if you are consider the control memory. So in that control memory, it will be receiving different types of requests, right? So in that control memory, we are based upon the different types of the things. One is the subroutine register, and another one is the iterator, or maybe the incrementer. Okay, and another one is the external input. Okay, so based upon to these 3 inputs, it will be based upon to the iterator or maybe the incrementer whenever we are not receiving any external input. So that means there is no need to worry. So which one is executed next? So that means when we are based upon the iterator, then it will be avoiding the complications. So an iterator pattern extracts the operations related to the access and traversal of the list from list. Object implements them an iterator object. So that means here iterator will be specified how many number of times we are repeating that, and we try to extracting the operation, and we try to specifying the traversal information also. The iterator class serves as an interface for accessing the elements of the list, while an iterator object maintains a record already traversed the elements. So that means from where to where, moving the pointer. So how many number of times we are repeating the particular thing. For example, maybe in the previous case I'm also mentioned, for example, for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So that means here initially, so which value is assigned to the particular variable, that is also known by the iterator. At the same time, how many number of times we are repeated at the same time. So after repeating the same thing, then which type of action will be performed. So for example, maybe here we are mentioned some printf statement. For example, hi, this is your friend. So that means whenever that particular condition is matched, then it will be processing some action. So that means initially it will be extract the each and every operation related to that particular traversal. Okay, the iterator class serves as an interface for accessing the elements of the list. So that means here we are able to accessing the list. So for example, if it is an array, for example, how we are accessing the list of the array of elements. So in the sequential way by using iterator, right? So for example, if you are observing here, so this is the list class. So in the list class, we are using list iterator. So that means where to move, where to nest, where is the last, and where is the current position. So all these are verified into the list. For example, here you are trying to consider the list is an array. Okay, in that array, so first of all, we try to specify what is the position. Okay, what is the next position? So what is the last position? What is the current position? So in this type of we are mentioning different types of positions of the list. Okay, we try to discuss these topics tomorrow. Okay, if you're having any type of the doubts about the regarding today's session, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can end the session. And please try to remember another thing. Maybe our mid starts, maybe not, maybe, sorry. So from the 12th onwards, you are having the mid 3-2. Okay, and you are going to write the final exams also. I think all of the timetables you are reached in the group. Please verify it once. Okay, and please try to prepare to attend those type of exams. There is no exception, and these exams conducted in online at the same time offline also. Okay, better you try to take some precautions before attending the exams, and you try to prepare to attend the exams also. Okay, after the completion of these exams, maybe we are having the mid. Okay, we don't know when actually official information whenever to conducting the first mid of 4th years. So just we are having the information only about the 3-2. Okay, better you try to prepare so many members having the doubts how we are attending the exam. So in this period, in this time of period, so better you try to take some precautions and maintain some physical distance, and you please try to take some accessories like maybe mask or maybe the sanitizer. So better you to take some precautions. There is no option here, and we are already taking so many holidays. So please consider this. Okay, better you try to attend the exam. Okay, if you are having any type of the doubts, you can ask me. No problem. If it is, if I am able to solve that, I will giving the clarification. If it is related to the exams. If it is related to the subject, I will giving the clarification. If it is related to the exams, I'm not able to giving the clarification. Why? Because just I'm faculty here. Okay, and we are following the rules of according to the JNTU. We are not following any one of the order. Those orders followed by the principal sir, and principal sir followed by the HOD sir. HOD sir, we are following the HOD sir. That's it. Okay. And another thing, after opening the college, so that means I think you are entered into the college from the 12th onwards of this October. So you better you bring your assignments to the college also. The same thing is also mentioned in the previous classes. You please keep your assignments and submit your assignments whenever college is reopened. So now the 12th October is allowing for you. So on that day, better you submit the assignments, not only my subject. So better you submit all assignments to all faculties. Okay. If you have any type of the problems regarding the attendance, contact the Srinivas sir. Okay, may I end this session today? Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I end this session.